Hello, and welcome back to your next side quest. Today we're tackling something far scarier than a monster you may have faced. Feelings. Oof. And after the whole Mage Tribunal debacle last episode, I think some of us are just happy having feeling back. Speaking of which, how was everyone's time in Mage Prison?
I'm happy I'm not, like, ectoplasm anymore.
You know, they were actually really nice.
Good. Well,
what?
I was lucky enough to not be
I had
captured.
a horrible time. I dropped the soap in the shower.
Oh.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, for those that don't know what happens when you drop the soap in the Mage Prison, let's just say your legs become chicken legs.
Let's just say...
Yeah. Don't stand up, Evan.
Gang comes and casts some spells.
We love casting spells.
They gave me tea and biscuits.
Well,
so
I'm glad to hear that everyone's doing okay. Doing
I had
a lot
great
better.
times.
Thank you for all your support, guys. If you didn't interact with the video, then I'm sorry. You did not contribute to the bail that I had to raise for them. But thank you nonetheless for clicking on the video. Really appreciate having you back. Hello, Michael.
Hi,
and I think
Michael.
honestly, what are we waiting for?
Mike.
I need you guys to introduce yourselves, and we'll just we'll start with the guy with the blue wall.
That's
There's-
me.
there's-
Hi.
there's kinda two
Yeah,
blue
there's a
walls
bit
right
of
now.
I'm taking it. I'm going with it right now.
Oh my god!
I'm not giving it
sorry.
back.
Noah looks like Tony Stark when the thing is like blue.
Well,
Let's go.
You know what else? Noah also looks like
I
he
got
should
the-
be
yeah,
answering
the-
this question of who are you? Who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I think you just said it. Also,
we have a
when I got
question
back
this
from
time?
the...
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
get to
true.
it. I'll get to it.
Okay.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Oh.
When I got
Usually
back
it's
from
like a
the
little
scary
icebreaker.
Yeah.
Mage
we did
Tribunal,
ice cream.
they changed my settings. I'm now locked in this room. And they gave me a fancy new mic so I don't sound like a robot.
Mm-hmm. Definitely helps them not.
Let's
come
go.
back, so.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll move to the other guy with blue walls.
Hi, Evan.
This is family
Died.
friendly.
Revived. Hello.
Yeah. We'll move on to the woman with the glowy mic.
That is me.
Hi,
I have a
Noah.
glowy mic too. I am Alyssa. Hi, hello. Jesus fucking Christ. Jump scare warning, editor. Please put a jump scare warning. Because that was really scary. I almost shit my pants.
Continue on.
I
I
shat my pants.
Ignore me. Ignore me.
You guys didn't shit your pants?
Oh God.
Wait, you guys don't shit
That's
your
what
pants?
I'm
Oh
saying.
no.
Jesus, come on.
I'm sorry. I
Oh god.
fucked
This is
around.
a found footage movie now.
What did you do?
Don't worry about it.
It's fucking over.
They're coming
just
back.
become
They're coming back
unfriended.
for you.
Continue on. Introduce yourself.
I just did.
All right, we'll move on. Moving along across the.
Hi, I'm Alyssa.
We'll go across the hall with the other
Hi,
one.
Alyssa.
You have to
Hi.
keep all of this in. Hi.
Excuse you.
I'm Halia.
We're never gonna start. This is the podcast.
All right. All right. Now we all have an idea of who we are. I'm Ryan. I'm here. I'm back. You know me. I'm always
Guess
gonna
who's
be
back?
here. And guess what? I'm
Back
itching.
again.
I'm itching to ask some questions. So let's start with a little baby question. Let's just start with a little baby question. What's your favorite piece of jewelry? What do you guys like? Do you like rings, bracelets, amulets?
Oh.
Earrings. And we'll go in the same order, starting with Noah. What's your favorite piece of jewelry?
I like bracelets. In fact, I got a couple on right now. One of them was a gift from Alyssa. We did a little like Christmas exchange, like Secret Santa. Another was a gift from Halia when we went to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and we all like did a little cosplay thing. One of them, it was red, but I kind of wore it down, so it's white now, and it says Fritz on it. And then the Christmas gift looks super cool. It's also got a little like steel D20, because I don't know if you know this from by episode 4, but we do play D&D sometimes, occasionally.
Every
Once
now
or
and
twice
again.
a week.
Every now and again.
Look at that.
Every year or so.
Holy moly.
Oh, click a
Hey.
webcam, Noah. Thank you.
Oh. Oh no.
All right, we'll move on to
It's over.
to Evan. What's your favorite piece of jewelry?
I don't really wear jewelry all that much. But I mean, I do have this bracelet that Ryan gave me a long time ago. It's just a bracelet of black plastic skulls with washers dividing them.
Where's the
Hell
one I
yeah.
made you, Evan?
It's in my car, hanging on my rear view mirror.
Okay.
Good answer. Good answer.
You ain't wearing that shit?
No, it's too tight on my wrist. It hurts.
Damn.
Fuck!
Well,
And then,
Sorry.
I guess I'd have to say
Damn.
probably earrings, because I've been thinking about re-piercing my ears. Just haven't done it yet. Fake spacers to real spacers, you know.
well, Alyssa, what's your favorite piece of jewelry?
My favorite piece of jewelry probably has to be earrings because that's what I wear 24/7 that don't come out of my ears and my nose.
She's got
have-
a lot of them.
I have a lot of piercings. Fun fact about me, I have. Hold on. What am I
Get
at?
a close up. Get a
One,
close up. Come on, close up. Close
2,
up.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That can't be right. Hold on. 1,
Only 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I feel like it was
7,
double digits
8.
at some point.
9, 10, 11, 12. I'm at 12 holes in my body.
Holy
more.
shit.
That's crazy. Well,
Majority of them are in my ears.
we'll move swiftly on to the amount of earrings you have. To what's Hallie's favorite piece of jewelry?
I really enjoy rings. I usually have like 10 on, but at the moment I just have 2.
Nice.
So-
What is that
Sad
ring?
day when she's only got 2 on.
Well, the bad quality, but the tiny one is a gift from my friend Olivia because we're also married.
Shout
out.
Shout out.
And this one was from my brother, my grade 8 grad. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Cute.
Well, last but not least is me, and I love jewelry. I say blinged out. I got earrings. I got the Zorro earrings. Yeah, you can't really see them, but I got them. I got a septum piercing. But to be honest, I think my favorite piece of jewelry is the love I have for you guys.
Shut the fuck up and answer the question.
Yeah.
What the?
Answer the
That's gross as
question.
shit.
Answer your
Also,
question.
we love us.
And also, I love this ring a lot. Oh, a lot of sentimental value that we'll get into eventually. But I haven't taken it off or I haven't gone a day without it on since grade 8, and you can tell because there's a big.
Damn.
You can see the indent that it's left along my finger. And now that we know that our favorite jewelry is, I want to know what your guys' is as well. Could be, I don't know, magic amulet. If
Leave
you
it
got
in
if
the
you got one hanging
comments.
around, I want to know. I think I already know. But you know what I don't know? What feelings does the word adventure give you? Is it exciting, alluring, or is it just plain scary? I'm very curious on what adventure makes you feel.
White somewhere.
And since you're so
Sorry,
eager,
Disney.
you're so eager to sing. What does that mean to you? What does that make you feel, Alyssa? What does the word adventure make you feel?
I guess I just singed it, didn't I?
Yeah. So how does it make you feel?
Adventure is, it could be scary, but it could be fun. Scary and fun. Depends on the adventure. But if you have a good party with you, then I'm sure you can have a grand old time. Just like our party here. Ha 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 ha.
And you guys listening
Someone
at
else,
home,
please take the mic.
you guys at home are part of this party, and we're excited to see that it's growing very quickly. So
Yeah.
thank you all for that. Just tagging
Thank
along
you.
on this long winding road, and I think this road has led us to Noah. And I want to know what the word adventure makes you feel.
The word adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Adventure. 3 syllables.
Good
It's a
job.
lot
Noah.
of syllables.
I had to count it out. I was going like 1, 2 under the desk.
Adventure.
Um,
Well,
Can we get a fact
whenever
checker?
I think of adventure, I think of like like looking when you first crest over a hill and you see like a landscape stretch out before you, and there's maybe some ruins. There's a river that stretches between everything. It's sunny and it's flowing out over the landscape, like the first scene in Breath of the Wild when you first exit, or like the poster for
Ooh.
Hogwarts Legacy. Just locations to explore, things to visit, beautiful scenery, perhaps some even scary ones if you're delving into the dark.
Okay.
But it's
That was a
something I
great answer.
enjoy.
Yeah. Well, you want to know what? I want to know what Halia thinks about the word adventure.
Pretty rad. I mean, when I think of the word adventure, kind of like Noah, but I think of the scene in, I think, the second Hobbit movie where the eagles like just land them on this like tall like hill, I guess.
Yeah.
And it like overlooks the path to the Lonely Mountain with the wind blowing through Thorin's majestic hair.
Oh yeah. I love that.
Oh
scene.
yeah,
Very nice.
L'Oreal.
Very nice scene.
What about you, Evan? What are you feeling when you hear the word adventure? What comes to your heart?
Well, the first thing that came to my head was optimistic and pessimistic.
That's not what he asked. He asked about your heart.
Well,
Neutral.
Just how do you feel? What are these thoughts that come to your head?
It's hard to say. More just
No thoughts. Head empty.
freedom for the choices that are about to be made, and scared for the consequences that follow.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
when I think of the word adventure, I think of tomorrow. Waking up every day is an adventure, really, if you're out of it all the time. Similar to, I feel like most of us. But when I wake up, I think today's a new day, and it's wonderful to be waking up, even if I'm in pain or if I'm sick or something like that. Every day is a new adventure, and it kind of brings the thought of a sunrise to my head, you know? Guy on a horseback, sun on the horizon, dirt path. But
It reminds me of that quote from Night at the Museum where the dude's like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
How
And
exciting.
Robin Williams is like, how exciting.
How
Yeah,
exciting.
exactly. But yeah, it makes
Rest
me
in
think
peace,
of
that legend.
tomorrow, and it's very alluring because it means I get to wake up again, and not only see all of you in these little boxes that we're stuck in right now, but everyone listening in at home, and I'm very excited to share all these thoughts with you. No, you can't get out. No. You're not allowed to leave that. No, you gotta stop trying. No.
Really quick,
Yeah.
to finish my thought, I think of fun. So,
I was thinking
moved on
D&D.
very, very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking bonk.
Why were you thinking bonk?
Oh, murder.
Gorge.
Well, you know what I'm
Oh.
thinking? I'm thinking of the next question already, and I feel like we should just jump into it, right?
Master of segues.
Oh, yeah. I'm like Paul Blart up in this bee.
They see him
Uh,
rolling.
I'm curious to know what character you've played that has elicited the strongest like emotion or feeling, whether it was just like genuine sadness or just a moment of like joy that you felt. Maybe it was also just like you were really mad. It made you really mad. Ugh! Rage!
Against
That
the
was
machine.
nice.
But I'm just curious about
Calm
what
down.
characters have you played that have elicited
Calm down.
the strongest emotional response from you. You really got in their shoes, under their skin. And I'm curious, you know what? I'm curious to hear from Evan. I want to hear from you. That bearded face holds
First
so
thing
many
that came
secrets.
to my head was the moment that Vel, who was a fighter paladin, and Xavier ended up having a heart-to-heart near the end of Jonas's last campaign. Um, I think
Yeah, I definitely felt that too.
what
was a big
exactly
moment.
was it again? It was you were struggling with.
So Xavier, who we talked about a bit last episode, he had fully embraced the lawful evil side of the werewolf transformation, and he thought of himself as a monster. And Vel, they had to talk about it. And what Xavier really needed was somebody to just pull him out of that. Somebody to be like, hey, maybe sometimes you feel this way, but that's not the person I know. I know you could be better. And Vel just kind of had that role for him. And
I
that
think
was like
the way that. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Go on. Oh, sure. I was just gonna say that was like one of the few times that I've actually like shed a tear in D&D.
I think the way that I had said it was there's right now you're looking at it as there's two paths. There's one for good and one for bad. But there's so many options between that you aren't seeing. And to put it lightly, there's a gray road for kind of being on the fence and kind of choosing which side to really be on.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, that sounds right. Because Xavier had a whole thing with paths, like he read a lot of storybooks when he was younger, and there's a lot about people like charting down the right path or a path leading to adventure. So paths had like a huge set of symbolism for the character. So I think that sounds about right.
It was also really cool how afterwards you got like the 3-headed transformation.
Oh
It was
yeah.
really fucking sick.
Yeah, Jonas let me have a bunch of different werewolf transformations because we kind of went to a bunch of different places, and him fully accepting himself allowed for a new transformation essentially, where he had 3 heads. There was 2 heads actually, one for the
Well, it
kind of
was
evil
you-
side, one for the good side.
Yeah, and then there was you in the middle.
Oh, yeah, it was just 2.
Oh, it was just 2? Oh,
Yeah.
I imagined there was 3. My bad.
Well, how about you?
I ain't Cerberus.
How about you, Noah? What character do you think has elicited the strongest emotional response from you?
Yeah, there's Xavier. We talked about him. I talked about him a lot. But there was also a moment that stuck with me, and it happened when Ryan ran Ghost to Saltmarsh, which is
Cursed.
yeah, it'd be a bit of a cursed campaign because
Still have never
we
played
keep
it.
dying.
Same.
And
in
you
it.
never will.
Yeah, it's
I want
over.
to.
I think we threw Ghost of Saltmarsh into the sea. That gum. But yeah, I was playing a Revenant Paladin, I believe, and the party had a bit of a beef with this magic shop owner. I forget the name of it. Maybe Ryan can enlighten me.
I haven't the foggiest clue, but I know exactly what you're talking about. If you're running Ghost of Saltmarsh, it is definitely not that important of a location. But when I run pre-mades or just campaigns, I love fucking with them so much I can't help myself. I tell myself I'm not gonna do it, and then I do it. And I kind of overstated the value of the shop, but I know I kind of inflated the importance of it. But I like how it turned out, especially since it added so much depth to the party and kind of how they interacted with it.
And there was a moment when where we went to confront the owner of the shop, because I think the owner of the shop they killed me because I'm a revenant. I come back, and there was a big battle that happened. Jonas' character went down. Everybody was low, and there was a moment when we were all like, okay, let's try to parlay a bit here. We're all a bit low, and we walked up. We had a discussion, but I could tell that she was like holding something behind her back, and I mean, my character kind of was too. So there was a moment when we both like charged at each other. It was like a gun draw in the Old West, and we both hit. She slashed me down. Thankfully, I didn't go down. And as a paladin, I divine smited, and I hit like a different kind of smite, and I crit her. And because of the thunderous smite, her body flew across the room and like knocked over the bed, and she was just it was a very satisfying victory. It was a perfect nat 20 to end that situation, and just that feeling of triumph, of luck will never leave me.
Let's go.
Well, I'm also curious because I feel like, especially with Halia not having quite as much, she's only been in a couple campaigns. I'm curious to see what moments you've picked out what moments in just your history, what character do you think has probably listed the strongest response, emotional response for you?
Well, there's a wonderful thing called Home's End that Noah runs. And I play a character named Emily Grant. She's the most average person, I think, within the group. Because she's just a waitress. Nothing really big that she knows of in her backstory. And
By the way,
Huh?
I was just say Home's End is Call of Cthulhu.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
So we're all
called
just
Cthulhu.
regular folks.
Which I think is why it makes me more emotionally tied to the characters because they can actually die so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that way too well.
Same here, buddy. But Emily, I don't know exactly why I'm so attached to her, but I am. So, her should I get into it?
Yeah. Like what was the moment?
Okay. So, the big moment for her was when her family ended up getting in a car accident because the group were all in some like weird fucked up dreamscape. Y'all don't get it, but they do.
Yeah, you're not in on the joke.
Sorry.
We'll get there.
Explain
We'll
it.
get
We'll
there.
explain it soon. Yeah.
It's called
We
the
will.
dreamscape. You're in a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And they were
But
driving when they all got
dream
pulled in.
realm.
So
Yeah.
Lucid
So we
dreaming.
all
Yes.
got pulled into the dream, and then we could like will ourselves out of it, from what I remember, and we did. But Emily woke up with them and her family in a car crash because they were leaving Home's End to another city, and it was just the realism of it because I put my family into like in my head because Emily has a brother and her parents and her cousin. So I was picturing how Emily would feel like, and it was awful. I started crying one day because I was thinking about it after we ended. The next day I was like, oh my god, that's so fucked.
yeah.
And then within that same sort of situation, she didn't know what happened to her mom because she saw these two large bronze hands reaching for her mother. And then her mom was unconscious. She didn't know what happened, so she was freaking out and panicking, and I was crying, which was a lot. I cry a lot with Emily, but I enjoy it in a weird, sick, twisted way. But
That
she's
just
fun.
describes you.
Mhm.
Sick and twisted.
I can't wait to get into the stories of Home's End.
It's really fun. Yeah, Emily, I think, is the one character that gives me the most emotionally traumatic situations in my brain.
I definitely noticed it. I noticed how much emotion you put into that character.
I don't even try to cry either.
Yeah,
like
but-
I'm not actively trying. It
It's
just
also not
happens.
just it's not also just crying, but
Yeah.
I've seen you like anger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like there's a point when you got real mad.
I've also
We'll get
also
into
seen
that.
Wonder
I've,
why.
I've also seen
We'll get there.
Emily be quite happy. I've seen you display that quite well. If we move back to the first time she was introduced, hasn't been a
yeah.
lot of that since, but she was quite happy. I think you've really shown some true emotion with this character. You channeled it quite well, I think.
Yeah, she's the first one that I've actively could put myself into her shoes, because that's a thing I actually cannot do. So being able to do that with Emily has been really nice.
Well, I'm interested to hear from Evan. What do you think? What character do you think has elicited the most emotion from you, or the strongest feeling?
Evan
from you?
went.
Evan?
I already went,
Oh yeah,
dude.
you were talking about Vel.
He
My
went
bad.
first.
Hey, my bad, guys. My bad. We've been all
Yeah,
okay.
my ass been yapping too long.
Hey, no, we spent a little bit.
Sorry.
Just a little bit yapping. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's beautiful. I just need to keep track of this stuff better. I was enthralled. I'm not gonna lie.
Did Alyssa go?
Alyssa's about to go because I was about to ask. What character do you think is elicited the strongest emotion or feeling?
Nice segue, Evan.
Yeah, thank you for the segue, Evan.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're back. Alyssa, what character do you think is elicited the strongest emotional response for you?
I'm sorry.
The character I think I've done that well with goes back to Home's End.
No!
With my character Lauren. I play a college student named Lauren Brown in Home's End, and she's pretty much just me.
Professional
So
lazy
it's been
ass.
really easy. What?
I said professional lazy ass. Get investigating, bro.
Oh,
Lauren-
Lauren.
okay, Lauren.
Lauren
Lauren,
doesn't do
Lauren,
yeah.
I'm talking about
Lazier
you.
than
What?
I'm talking
It's-
about Lauren.
Oh!
Oh my
Oh!
god.
Yeah,
My
listen.
bad. I meant
I was
Lauren.
like,
not
what?
I'm
Alyssa.
just like Lauren.
No, I'm
oh,
talking
lazy
about...
piece of shit.
yeah, Alyssa, lazy ass. No, I'm talking about Lauren.
I was like,
I'm so fucking
yo!
lazy. I have to go to
The fuck?
work
I will
for
come
9
upstairs and whoop
hours
your
a
ass.
day.
Yeah.
Just catching that on camera.
No, Elliot, please, I'm sorry.
Just a Halia-shaped silhouette in the background of.
Gotta go.
camera.
No, Lauren. She doesn't like investigating too much. Anyways, you were saying.
Honestly, that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
The shit you see in Home's End.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty much me, so it's been easy to really tap into those emotions. Kind of like Halia said, I'm not good at getting those emotions out with like other characters. And just in general at all. I don't cry a lot. I'm just here. So, but with Lauren, it's been like very easy to do that. I've actually gotten very mad in Home's End where I've yelled at people
Yo.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying.
It's
Terrifying.
it's always nice when
Like-
when you manage to pull some of that out.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. For
Sorry.
context, what the fuck? Oh yeah,
Andre.
I was trying to figure out what exactly the moment was,
Oh.
but something very traumatic just happened. Ryan's character Briar just got shot in the head twice,
Yeah, almost
Wow.
killed.
Still alive.
almost killed, and Lauren was awake when it happened, and she didn't do anything about it.
She even talked to the shooter a little bit. Well, not really. The shooter was
Yeah.
more like, "Hey, stay still," and
Yeah.
they pulled a gun
It
out
was-
and just fucking shot him.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was a traumatic time, and Lauren didn't really know how to deal with it. And Evan's character, Andre, was a therapist, and he was trying to like console everyone and try to, do the therapist thing, as therapist does, and Lauren freaked out on him, pretty much being like, you weren't there, you don't know the shit I saw, like you don't know what you're talking about, and she got very, very angry about it. Yeah, it's probably the first time I have openly fucking yelled and got very angry in a campaign, and I hope
was
it
great
happens
being
again.
On the receiving end of it.
It's also really funny because the reason my character got mad was also because of Andre.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is now dead.
Yes.
Oops.
We'll get into
Yeah.
that. We'll get
Spoiler
into that.
alert.
We'll put in
He
a
may have
teaser.
turned
We'll
into
put
a
in the
villain.
teaser image of POV.
Yeah, POV,
Editor.
you're Andre.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, especially as a bystander in the Lauren incident when you were yelling at everyone, I was like, ooh, I'd hate to be out there. I'd hate if I wasn't the one that got shot in the head.
As a DM, I wasn't like, ooh. I was like, yeah, let's see this. Let's see where this goes.
I won't lie, my anxiety shot up.
Yeah.
Oh. Oops.
Also, just to clarify,
No, that's a good thing.
Just to clarify, Briar wasn't
Yeah.
shot like in the head. It went across.
No.
the
Yeah, it was
skull.
close.
There was a pillow
He
through
he
you.
kind of like jostled in his sleep, which saved his fucking life.
That luck. But
Yeah.
you were still
Also,
talking about-
he fucking failed the shot. So
Yeah. Very, very traumatic moment that Lauren holds with her, and having someone kind of, in her mind, like, degrade the situation. I know that wasn't your intent, obviously, but in her mind, she was like, yeah, what the fuck? You don't know what you're talking about. You weren't there, bitch. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The perceived disrespect of the situation, when in reality it was just from a nature of wanting to help, right? Which I don't know.
and that's the same
Yeah.
thing
Just-
that happened with
yeah. It happens
with Emily as well.
It also, I can only assume it happens in real life with situations, something's fresh on your mind. You don't really want to, like, interact with that. You want to kind of just forget about it for the time being. And having someone bring that back up definitely stings.
Big time.
But I think for me,
Going
especially
now.
since previous campaigns, like, I like acting and whatnot, but I've never really had any, like, true, like, emotions, like, come out during D&D. It's all kind of just been like, oh, this is how the character is probably feeling right now, and this is how I think they would act. But I think in Holmes End, it's not like a joy or sadness or rage. It was fear, genuine fear.
Noah's little
of
smile.
when Briar was
Got
in
him.
this was a different situation actually. About I
we
think 2
all
weeks.
have a little Holmes End ribbon
Yeah.
tied
Yeah.
to our finger.
It was about 2 weeks after he got shot in the head, and he showed up to a bar, and this guy who they were working
Oh,
with
fuck.
showed up and was like, "Give me that book that you were given," and the book had spells in it. For those that don't know, Call of Cthulhu is based on, like, Lovecraft's work, so there is spells and monsters and stuff, but you're just a normal ass person.
Eldritch fucking horrors
yeah.
beyond your comprehension.
And I was like, I don't have it. So he did what he did, and he started blasting. And there was three
Yeah, he
separate
was
times where I was like, where Noah was like, you take 12 damage, because he rolled so high on the dice. But we reread the rulings, and it was like, he can't attack in this situation. And then the final time, it was he forgot to reload. So like 3 separate times, my heart was pounding. I was like, that's it. I'm dead. I feel it. I'm dead. Like,
Yeah.
I was so afraid. And that's the first time I feel like I've actually been afraid. I'm like, oh, my character's about to die. And because Briar's such a long-running character, and he's been in these situations quite a couple times, and every single time it doesn't get easier. I'm always afraid. In fact, last session, he almost died, and I won't lie,
Yeah.
my heart was going a little bit. It was fluttering. But I would say that Briar has elicited the strongest emotion
Yeah.
of fear, of one's own squishiness and immortality.
One's own
Yeah,
mortality.
it's kind of
Squishiness?
reminds you that no one's invincible.
Could,
But-
could I just say one more moment?
Especially
yeah,
in
yeah.
Call of Cthulhu.
When Vincent ended up saving Walter
Hmm.
from Owen Emmerich, for context,
Holmes End as well.
Yeah.
yeah, ended up going into the catacombs. Turned out to be some cult like place underneath that was something to do with leeches, and in doing so, a guy named Owen Emmerich ended up finding us and started chasing us, and he had like this huge leech coming out of his abdomen or something. The marching order was that it was Briar, Walter, and then my character Vincent at the time.
Walter's an NPC, by the way.
yeah.
And so the entire time, Vincent was pushing Walter forward every turn. So I would take up one of his movements, and then he would try and like keep up.
Yeah.
They were just at the end, and right as Walter's getting through, Owen caught up and started, sucking the life out of Vincent. Which, not in that way, Halia. Yeah, get called out. Yeah, so I ended up leaving off on that note with a quote from Indiana Jones, like when he says goodbye to someone. I can't remember the exact quote.
Because that was his character's favorite movie.
Yeah, he's a major Indiana Jones cinephile. But
And that was the first death in Home's End too.
what was that?
Yeah.
The second or third
second
session?
Was it the
second or
second?
third.
Pretty sure it was the second.
It was pretty
Yeah,
fresh.
It was really early.
Well,
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about movies, I kind of want to know what piece of media has elicited the strongest emotions from you. Whether it's a movie that really made you like cry, or maybe just like watching a TV show and there's a moment in it that you're like, "Oh yeah, that just happened."
There's so many for me.
So true.
But just something that just the strongest one. So just pick one moment. I'll start us off. I've talked about it before. I love Vinland Saga, and it truly elicited a emotion from me, and that was the want to do better. Obviously it's a much different scenario. I'm just like a guy. I haven't killed anybody or anything like that. But it made me just take it as a lesser lesson. I wanted to do better for myself and everyone around me. Kind of be a nicer guy, in general. And I think it is a piece of media that you can take a lot of lessons away from. And it definitely, there's a lot of moments where I felt genuine joy from it as well. But it's just a very powerful piece of media. And it made me, I like to think it made me a better person. And I'm kind of curious about what Hallie has to say. So, what do you think? What piece of media do you think has affected you the most? So it could be a video game, TV show, movie, so on and so forth.
Oh no. Because I had my answer, and then you said video game. Fuck. Okay, so I had to pick one.
Yep.
Come back.
All right.
Come back to me.
Well, then we'll jump
I'll
over.
go.
We'll jump over to Evan.
So, one of my favorite games of all time is Persona 4 Golden. Love RPGs, always have. And I was first introduced to Persona 5. Anyways, in Persona 4, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played it. If you have, you're allowed to listen to. At a certain point,
Editor,
near
put a
the-
timestamp.
Okay.
The spoiler warning.
At a certain point in the story, near the climax of the mystery unfolding, there's a point where your little cousin, who's referred to you as her big brother the entirety of the game, she ends up getting kidnapped, and you're tasked with going into what's known as the TV world, or the Midnight Channel, to rescue her. But unfortunately, you're already too late, because the fog that covers the Midnight Channel is toxic to normal people. And so she ends up falling gravely ill, which leads to the party after beating the dungeon, and story time goes on. You're brought into the hospital to check up on her, and then you find out that the person that kidnapped her is also in the hospital. So you go to his room and you start interrogating him, but right as you enter, he's about to jump out the window and kill himself because he feels super guilty for everything. But it's at this point that there's no definitive answers, and so the party starts unleashing their pain and anger onto him. And in this moment, it made me feel very distraught and overwhelmed. Like I could actually feel all this hatred and anger and sadness from all of these characters going on to this one person. And in certain situations, if you answer one of the things incorrectly, you wind up leading to the bad ending, and you end up forcing. It's either you go in there and beat the shit out of him to like you kill him, or you leave the room and the rest of your party stays to kill him. And if that happens, your little cousin Nanako ends up passing away, as the real way to save her is to let him live. And the amount of sadness after seeing that scene, oh, heartbreaking.
Would you say that ending has a stronger like effect on you than the bad ending or the good ending? Which ending do you think has a stronger effect for you?
Strongly affected me would be the bad ending, because after finding out that you could save her, it's like,
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
the regret, man.
What I could have done, kind of thing. You know, always
hindsight's
thing is,
as soon as I got the bad ending, I was like, nope, reloading the save.
Oh,
well, I'm interested to hear from Noah. I want to know what piece of media has affected you the strongest.
I'm glad you sent to me next, because I can really bounce off this feeling of regret that you had. Spoiler warning: Baldur's Gate 3. I went through the game, got to Act 3, and I went to do Astarion's little quest in the manor, or wherever it's called, where you have to go fight the big bad Cazador. And I got through the fight. There was a bit of rough moments. It definitely took me a couple attempts, because there was fucking gas kept paralyzing me. But we got to the end.
That fight's annoying.
Yeah, and I had the option to send him or not. And the entire playthrough, I was like, this seems like a bad idea, right? But I don't know, something in that moment, seeing Cazador, I was like, Astarion deserves this. He deserves to get revenge for everything Cazador did to him. So I let him ascend, and I let him kill all those people. And for those who don't know, after that happens, Astarion gets very he almost inherits some of the thoughts and emotions that Cazador has, and he wants to like start ruling people and turn people into their own spawn, which is awful. And hearing this, I felt so bad. And when you leave, you meet a bunch of hunters, or I forget what they're called.
Gur.
They're Gur.
Gur, yeah.
And they were like, you made the wrong choice, but I'm giving you the option to make it right. And they're about to kill Astarion because he's a fucking vampire lord now. And I made the choice to kill Astarion, the companion I had throughout all of Baldur's Gate for like 40 hours. I let him go down the wrong path, and I saw what happened. And I had to fix it.
Yeah.
And I don't like reloading my saves. I totally could have, but I thought that was a lesson to myself, seeing what I did, what I allowed to happen, and it's a moment that'll stick with me, definitely. And it's crazy that Baldur's Gate, it's any game makes me feel that way.
Would you say? Do you think the lesson could have stuck with you even if you did reload the save? Like, let's say you did.
No, because I didn't learn anything.
Impact or impulse.
No, if I go back, then I didn't learn anything.
Do you wish you could have changed that? Like maybe you did pick.
Of course. I wish I picked the other ending, and of course I wish I can go back, but I think it's missing the point if I do.
Yeah.
I think it's more emotionally resonant if I keep the choice I made.
Yeah. Definitely hard to live with decisions that you make, but there's always a valuable lesson in every choice that you can pick. Are you ready, Hallie?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What piece of media has elicited the strongest emotion from you?
Okay. Well, there was a bunch in my brain, but the biggest one would have to be Supernatural. If anyone doesn't know, it's a TV show. You should watch it. There's 15 seasons. I only watched up to 14 because I missed 15, but I'm rewatching it and getting all this sadness and joy back. But it's just because I get overly attached to characters very quickly. So watching, oh, spoiler alert, I guess.
Just skip this whole section, honestly. Editor, just put a time stop at the next question. Put a time stamp at the next
Literally.
section.
But watching Sam and Dean die like 5 times within the show, or Dean gets sent to hell, or Sam goes to hell. That sucks so much fucking ass. It's crazy. It's painful and hurtful, and then when you get more emotionally attached to other characters, then they die or they sacrifice themselves. No, it's awful. But it's such a beautiful, amazing story that the pain is worth it. It's so worth it. But I know what happens in season 15 vaguely, and I'm not looking forward to it. I know I'm gonna lose my mind. 1, because character deaths, and 2, the story's done.
Yeah.
There's no more. That whole 15-year journey is over. And I know it's going to ruin me.
Would you say it got easier with every loss that the show kind of gave you, or was it just equally as devastating every single time?
It gets worse.
It gets worse every
It
single
gets
time?
so much worse. Because then they introduce new characters
Yeah.
who you also get attached to each season. So then they die. And then it's like, oh, great. All of this again.
Yeah.
So it's not just character deaths, though. It's like big baddies winning some battles between like Sam and Dean or the angels or the devils, whatever. It's just it's so good though, so I would recommend it, but if you get overly attached like me, it'll be hard, but it's great.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed Supernatural when I watched it.
I haven't watched it yet,
Bless you.
but I'm planning on watching it.
You've watched Supernatural?
Yeah, well, I watched up to the point where Dean goes to hell. And I was about to meet Castiel.
Castiel, yeah.
Castiel.
Don't.
Oh, we're back. All right, Alyssa.
Oh my gosh.
Alyssa, I'm curious. I've been waiting for so long, aka 2 seconds. What piece of media has elicited the strongest emotion from you? Video game, movie, TV show, maybe even a book.
Or a song.
Bold of you to assume that I read.
I think highly of all of you, but I'm starting to think a little bit lesser.
She didn't graduate kindergarten.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I'm 21 and I never learned how to fucking read.
Vine reference in 2024.
Same fucking answer.
Yeah.
Would you care to answer the question? You
No.
don't have to.
She's
You can say
thinking.
no. You could say
No.
no if you wanted to.
I'm
It is-
thinking.
That's an option. That's a power. There's a power option no one's thought of before. I go, hey, Alyssa, would you like to answer this question? You just go, no, and I have to move
No.
on. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't be
Yeah.
like, no, you have to. You have to answer this question. I can't do that.
You
Could
don't
you
have my
imagine?
consent to even be asking me questions. What the fuck?
When she goes robot and
So fucking
I
true.
don't think
Did I
I don't
go
The
think
audio's
hey,
me, yeah.
I don't think the Maid
No.
Tribunal's liking this. You should answer the question. They're slowing time down, dude. They're slowing time down in your area.
I thought we were done with them, dude.
Yeah, well, they're not liking how this is going, so I think you should.
I'm
you should
sorry. I'm
answer.
sorry.
You
Sorry.
should
I'm sorry. Probably in recent times, it's probably Ball Her Gay 3. I almost cried at the end credits. What is going on?
I did cry.
You saying Balhergay 3. That's what's
No,
going
was that a
on.
can of beans you just grabbed?
What
was
are we talking
Noah
about?
doing?
Noah?
Look,
Chew?
sometimes the Mage Tribunal, they can take away and they can give. Okay.
Care
And
to
they
share
give
what-
you
do you care to
beans?
share what
And
they
they give
gave
you
you?
beans?
Did they give you Heinz beans?
No.
Okay.
Move on.
Forgot to mention this episode is sponsored by the Mage Tribunal. Thank you very much. We'll be sure to
Yeah,
give
we
you-
love the Mage Tribunal.
Just put a quick plug in here. If you're looking for extra dimensional travel, feel free to hit up the Mage Tribunal at the local smoke signal. Make sure to drop a little bit of sulfur and sapphire in there, and they'll show up in a jiffy. Anyways, Alyssa, what media do you think of right now when I ask that question?
Balhergay 3.
You just said.
Good
Real.
answer. Good answer. All right.
Well,
Moving on.
All right.
No.
What was the moment?
It's just the game in general. Like those end credits rolled, and I felt it in my soul. I was like, this is a work of art that I am glad to be playing. And yeah, we talked about Baldur's Gate a little bit in previous episodes, so I think we all know each other's feelings
Yeah.
about this beautiful art that is
Baldur's Gate 3.
Still haven't finished
Balhergay
it.
3
Born
Evan,
too early
get
to
the
experience
fuck
space travel.
on it.
Born just in
Born
time.
too late to explore the world. Born just in time to play Baldur's Gate 3, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I
This
kinda
is
like
better
Baldur's
than
Gate 3.
sex.
You can have astral. You can have astral
That's
C-sex
true.
in Baldur's
You
Gate 3.
can.
Yeah,
If you need a
Alyssa, we
selling point,
heard.
if you need a selling
Yeah,
point,
we
here.
know.
Hey, if you listeners at home need a selling point for Baldur's Gate 3, you can have sex in that game, not only with like normal people, but with Gale of Waterdeep, who takes you to the astral sea to have sex with
Oh,
you.
no.
Gale Descartes.
I only had sex after marriage.
Nerd.
Is that a
The
scene?
lovers out there?
fucking nerd? Okay, let's move on. Are
I don't even
you
think
ready
Will
to?
has a scene.
No.
He does after
Oh.
marriage.
We're just
Wait, actually,
Like right after the
now.
ceremony. At least I assume. I don't know. That's what I pictured.
Doesn't he
Oh.
like give you an acorn and then you roll on the ground together?
Yeah, and put two and two together.
that's his proposal.
You bumped.
Hey,
bumped
No, we already.
this.
Well,
Christian
Yeah, I guess
will
it is.
enjoy
I
your
think that's how
stay
it
with him.
goes.
Christian will
He gives
enjoy
you an
your stay with
acorn
him.
and he's
You
like,
guys touch
and then
each
we
other's
Fine.
roll, and then,
butts?
then we fight on the ground.
Well, speaking of fighting, I want to fight to get Alyssa to answer this question. What
She
moment-
did!
She is, dude.
Did.
Is that
Like
just
twice.
the endings? Just the endings? Do you kind of wish that you could re-experience it, or like was it a good like you want to remember that like it's
You know
over?
what?
Like the end of a journey, you know?
It is an end of a journey for sure, because you grow bonds with these virtual people, and they feel real, and it's like we just fucking killed a brain. Spoilers.
That's what we're doing
we
nowadays.
just killed a brain together.
You fight
And
the
we're-
main villain?
We did it, and then yeah, it's great.
Well,
And with patch 6, I wish I could replay the game newly with the new stuff in it as Halia dies.
Me too, man.
well,
Forehead kiss.
you sent me some shit on TikTok.
hey, well, I hope that
I did.
we feel like a group of.
Me and Halia only send Baldur's Gate thirst traps to each other.
Well, moving along from Baldur's Gate thirst traps, I hope that we feel like a party of characters that feel real to you. Maybe we're AI generated. Maybe we are just real people that sit in our rooms and talk about this kind of content.
We are real people.
Don't look at my
am
hands.
a
I may
real
have more than 5 fingers. But speaking of having 5 fingers, what do we do with 5 fingers? Can anyone answer that question?
We wield
What?
weapons.
I'll answer it for you.
Fire!
We write with our unicorn pencils. We drink products that are liquid. We eat food. And guess what? From the beginning of time, Humans have learned the ways of war and how to kill each other. So in a medieval or fantasy setting, what weapon do you think you'd use? What would
Got
always
there
be
eventually.
around your belt? What would you use your 5 fingers for? And we'll start off with Alyssa, because you took so long in that last one. I want to hear some more yapping.
You want me to yap more?
The microphone's
Oh my
yours,
God.
and I want to know what weapon you'd be using in 1000.
In 1,000.
In year 1000.
Mm-hmm. 1500s or just in fantasy. If you're in D&D, what weapon you use?
Fireball's not an option
No,
this time, okay?
You gotta pick something that's steel or iron.
I pick sword.
Well, you're not answering.
I don't pick a
But
sword.
you just did.
Apologies if you hear dogs barking.
Can we get
'cause I do.
editor? Can we put the photos of them up? Thank you.
Get him up there.
Thank you. If you can hear my 2 dogs barking, it's Zoe and Finley. They're menaces.
Right there.
Anyways,
Right there.
right there, right on the side.
Right over
there.
here.
Where is it down
I
there?
hope the editor doesn't
I
make
don't
me
know.
like a dumbass and put it on
I
like
don't know
over
where it
here or
is.
something like that. No, it's over there.
I don't know where it is. If I couldn't have spells, or I guess like a staff.
You're born without magic. You can't learn it because your intelligence score is too low. What sword are you picking up? What kind of weapon are you
That's
picking up?
fair. That's why I do sorcerers, because they go through fucking charisma. Anyways, what I would want is like, are you good?
Continue on.
I'm waiting for you to answer the question.
I don't know.
It's been so long.
My God,
The editor's
not
got
that
their work
hard.
cut out.
It's
Editor-
one word.
The editor.
Get good, scrub.
The editor has got their work cut out for them this episode, dude. The amount of
My God.
blank space in
What?
between
Yeah,
answers.
no,
Someone
don't
give
edit,
this girl
don't
an
edit any of that out. It's
Wait,
just
was
the
the
content.
squeaking Noah trying not to
My-
laugh?
No, I think that was me
I heard
trying not to
squeaking.
laugh.
My chair.
It's just Alyssa going like, that's why I play sorcerers. Yeah. Well, I want you to pick
She's
a weapon.
thinking.
Just pick a weapon.
I would pick a scythe. I want a
That's
scythe.
based. No, that's based.
That is based.
I want a scythe.
Yeah. Despite being a farm
That's
tool,
based.
people for centuries
Or-
have used
or
them
a
as
bow.
weapons of war.
Bow's cool too.
Yeah, but bows are based.
Bows are base.
Speaking of based,
There you go. I answered the question. It just took 10 years, but I answered the question. Are you happy? Mom, are you happy with me? Are you proud?
Well, speaking of,
Proud of you, sweetie.
yes, I
My
am.
mom's not watching.
Speaking of mom, Evan, what weapon would you use in a fantasy or
What?
medieval session?
Wait up
Okay,
above.
listen. Just because I had a mom van at one point, I drove all your asses around to soccer practice,
Not
doesn't mean you
me.
can call me a mom.
Not me.
Well, mom, answer the question. What are you? What weapon are you using?
Did you call him mommy?
No, I said mom. Anyways, enough interruption. What weapon?
I won't take as long as Alyssa. Rapier, because I like how fencing, how elegant it is.
Nice. It's very
Yep.
cool. Well, I want to know.
Wow.
I want to know from Halia. We're just going down the list. Let's see. What weapon would you use?
I'd use a bow and arrow because I'm not getting in melee range because I don't fancy getting murdered. So I will shoot people
That's so
from,
true.
from the back.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's so true.
Yeah, I feel like
Because that's fun.
I feel like
Watch just a bow, just woo.
we can all relate to
And then-
not wanting to get murdered. I think. So good answer.
Yeah,
How about you, Noah?
thank you.
Weapon.
Well, I'm a
pick-
fan of rapiers as well, and I'm also a fan of scythes. And
Hmm.
believe, you know what? Fuck bows. You know what's better than a bow? A slingshot. Shout out to all my Usopp fans out there.
Gangster.
Soga King!
Yeah.
Soga King! Soga King!
Body Usopp. That's so true. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm picking one, I don't know. I gotta think on that for a second, guys. I really got a claymore because I'm Scottish and claymores, I'm pretty sure, originate from Scotland. They're based huge swords. I love huge swords. I'm a big fan of huge swords. Shout out to my man Gutso. But speaking of guts and shouting out, I'm gonna shout out a phrase, and I want you guys to say the first thing that comes to your mind when I call your name. Okay? What tomorrow
Don't do this to me.
brings. What tomorrow brings. Okay? Very simple phrase. It's only 3 words, and it's talking about what tomorrow brings. And Noah looks like he's thinking hard, so I want to hear what he's thinking about.
Saturday.
Yeah.
For those who are confused, as this releases on a Monday, we are filming this on a Friday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
You're gonna probably listen to this in. Let's see.
It comes with the egg roll.
It probably comes with the egg
It comes
roll.
with the egg roll.
You're probably gonna be
comes
listening
with
to
the
this
egg
on the
roll.
26th. This is the 16th. 16th at 8:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
No.
And Noah's thinking about Saturday, which is the 17th, probably at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that bought you.
No, I
guys
was thinking about 11 o'clock. I could.
Well, you know
Keep
what?
that in.
Yeah,
Keep
no, that's
that
good.
in.
No, that's good. That's good. Well, you know what, Evan, you look like you got an interesting answer. What do you think of when I say what tomorrow brings? What do you think of that phrase? What comes to your noggin?
Not necessarily what tomorrow brings, but I don't know why, but I've had the whole thought of death on my mind.
Are you okay?
And the first, yes, I'm fine. Just been listening to a lot of like death conversations, especially with me playing Persona 3 right now. Anyways, Memento Mori.
Unis honest.
Bless you.
Memento Mori.
Honest.
Bless you.
I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
It's like
I'm looking it up
it's like
right
something to do-
now
It's something to
because
do with death.
I
Memento
I
mori.
remember
Mori
hearing
means
it.
It's
death.
it's like all things must die, or something along those lines. Everything dies.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Any reminder of death.
Mm.
So remember that you will die, or a better way to look at it is to remember that you will die, so live every day as if it's your last.
Yeah. Why focus so much on the dying aspect of life when you could focus on the living part of it, right?
That's what you doing.
Yeah.
No one lives forever,
No.
so you might as well make the best of it while you can.
Well,
Or don't. Up to you.
you could make the
That
worst
too.
of it if you want to.
Self 5.
How about you, Alyssa? What do you think of when I say what tomorrow brings? Care to add on to the runtime a little bit, please?
Oh my god.
Fuck you.
Don't worry, I'm about to start yapping too. I just I need other people to cushion.
And when
the
Ryan
blow.
yaps, he don't stop.
Cut to episode 1 where I yap for like 8 minutes in a row. Oh, brother.
You
Oh,
could
brother,
actively
this guy's-
stop doing
Dang.
that, but you don't.
Never. I love talking.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
Anyway, what
We all
does
have
tomorrow
stories.
mean
It's
to
like,
you,
What is-
Alyssa?
Hey.
Yeah.
I would say Dungeons and Dragons, but we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow.
You're straight Noah down.
Why even live?
Yeah, what's the fucking point?
I
Memento
thought we were doing
Mori.
it on Sunday.
We are doing it on Sunday,
Sunday.
but it is Friday.
Sunday's not tomorrow.
I
It could
thought
be.
it was
Time's
Monday.
relative. It's a construct made by the fucking people who farmers. My fucking farmers.
I spent like $150 on Sonic concert tickets. I'm going to see this fucking bitch.
Nice.
Let's go.
So tomorrow, what tomorrow brings makes you think of D&D, Alyssa.
That's my hope and my dream.
You know what? That is.
And if it's not D&D, it's Call of Cthulhu.
Mhm. That's a good sentiment. Tomorrow doesn't need to mean just the next day. Tomorrow is a broad spectrum of the days to come, and D&D is in the days to come unless we choose to stop playing. So Halia,
Can you tell that I have a life?
no. I mean, yeah, I can. Halia,
No.
what
What's
do
a
you
life?
think
Uh,
of when I say the phrase "what tomorrow brings"?
I think of the scene from between Gandalf and Bilbo when Gandalf is trying to recruit.
Oh my fucking god.
Keep talking.
Just keep
when
going.
Gandalf
The Wizard Tribunal.
is trying to recruit Bilbo to join the dwarves on their quest to the Lonely Mountain. And he says to Bilbo something along the lines of, about adventure not being in his books or notes, but out there in the real world. I don't know. I love that scene and that quote. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Or I think of Sam and Colby, which is a YouTube channel, because they have a thing that's called Onward Upward. I don't know what it means, but that brought back that to my brain. So
Shout out.
Onward and upwards.
mm-hmm.
Well, tomorrow means a lot of things to me, and the thought of it bringing something to
here
me.
we go.
The thought of it bringing something. The thought of it bringing something to me is very exciting, because today's maybe it's not very interesting, right? People work, do other things, play RuneScape. That could be exciting, but typically you're just like jumping over a log or something like that. But tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I'll get sucked into a new world full of dragons and monsters to slay, and it'll be super fucking cool. Or maybe the world will just be nicer overnight. You never know unless you manifest it. So what tomorrow brings, it makes me happy. Thinking about tomorrow, the grand scheme of things. The producers gave me adventurers. There is a bounty out for one Shade Walker. If you've seen a Shade Walker,
What?
they're tall, goat-like creatures. They exude darkness and goat hooves.
Guys, oh god, I don't know if you saw the camera cut. Oh fuck, the Shade Walker's here. It's in the studio. God, send help. Send help. Send some brave adventurers. Next episode, please send them. We need help. I know last episode we were begging for your help. We were begging for your help with the Mage Tribunal, but this time it's serious. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to hold out. Our spell slots are waning, and my sword is very, very dull right now, so maybe, transfer me a whetstone. Please! Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and please tune in next week. Otherwise, the Shade Walker will get us. Alright. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go look for the rest of them. I think it's here. Oh god.